Okay, so I'm just gonna move on to my review of Goth Girl Rising. And I don't know. I don't do good with this whole positioning thing. Anyway, like I mentioned, it's also written by Barry Lyga, and oddly enough, I know I said that I didn't really like Goth Girl in the other story. It was really hard to like her. She was so prickly, mean, just really mean. It was hard to like her because this kid, just the main character, fanboy in the first book, he was so nice to her. And yeah, I mean, he had really weird thoughts and stuff, but it's not like she knew any of that. It's so hard to explain. But it kind of happened like with the other book. I got really hooked a little over halfway through. Like I was interested up until that point, but I got really hooked, and I started to like her. I think the biggest problem I had with Goth Girl was that she was so freaking angry, and I just didn't understand why. And that's not to say that people don't have a right to be angry without a reason, but it's a lot easier to be sympathetic and like understand a character when you know the reason why they are the way that they are. So yeah. In any case, if any of you haven't like read the book, her mom passed away and from cancer years and years ago, and she's just been angry ever since, acting out, talks without thinking, and does stuff without thinking, just doesn't really care. And she dresses goth, obviously. She considers herself like post-goth. I don't really understand the term myself, but I like it. Even like in a sense that she had me not knowing what to expect. Like even reading her thoughts from her perspective, like I did not expect some of the shit that she did. And that's interesting to me because I'm usually able to like predict what's gonna happen. I've read so much, and there's only so much you can do with like the same things. But I really like the way that Barry Lyga catches the intensity of emotions when you're a teenager. It's just, I don't know if this is for everyone, but I know that when I was a teenager, I mean, there was already bad stuff going on. I'm not going to say that it was all happy. What is that? I don't even remember the term. Happy-go-lucky? Hunky-dory? Oh, there it is. Okay, so anyway. You know, there was already bad stuff going on. And, I mean, it's just this really intense time. All of the emotions you feel, or everything that you're dealing with, it's just heightened to like the nth degree, and it's so hard to explain that to everybody because you're not only going through stuff, you not only like don't understand yourself, you don't understand like the emotions and the hormones and everything that are going on, and you're trying to. I mean, if you're like me, I always kind of was into psychoanalysis and counseling and stuff like that, but not everybody is. Not everybody tries to look at the way that they're doing things and why they're doing what they're doing. And that's probably one of the aspects I like the most about this book, is that, yeah, at first she kind of starts out like that. She just doesn't really care. She doesn't care to think about it, doesn't care to talk about it, just enough to like fly off the handle at people. But towards the end, she like realizes that, you know, hey, maybe I should think about what I'm doing. Maybe I should kind of plan it out a little bit better. And again, that's not for everyone, but I really like that again, he brings awareness to that and captures that. And I'm sure, you know, especially with the acknowledgements in the back, he had people helping him to make sure to capture that spirit, but he did really well. and I really like that. I still wouldn't say Goth Girl is my favorite character. She's really prickly. Although, I have to say, one of the things I like the most about her is, to be honest, if there's any Laurel K. Hamilton fans out there, any Anita Blake fans, she reminds me of a young Anita. Now, if you read it, she wouldn't do, Anita wouldn't do anything like what she did. I don't think so anyway. Maybe close, like mouthing off and stuff, but I've never read any young Anita things from Laurel. But just the attitude, and then, you know, taking the problems and issues she had from when she was a kid into adulthood, and working through them. That's for me, like, a really big aspect in the Anita Blake series, and it made me think of that like the whole time, and I really liked that. You know, it just, again, it's interesting to see how other people work through that type of stuff, and to, like, I guess, draw comparisons sometimes. Anyway, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you read the first book, The Astonishing Adventures of Fanboy and Goth Girl. Again, very good book. Interesting cover. This is what drew me in right away. I don't really know what I'm going to read next, but I do know that I'm not just going to stick with regular books. You know, if I watch an anime or read a manga or comic book, graphic novel, whatever, I think I'll be talking about those too. I'm not, like I said, I wasn't active on YouTube before. I didn't know that people actually did book reviews, but it's pretty cool, and I like talking about it. You know, I talk to you about it, talk about it with, like, other people who like books anyway, so it's kind of nice to talk about it on here, even if nobody really watches. But if you do, yay! Okay, that's all I gotta say. Bye!